thousands of power outages now here in Newfoundland. So, oh, they're perfect time. We just lost power right here.
Wow, what are the chances of that?
2021 was one for the books. Atlantic Canada was hit with several powerful storms, but let's rewind back to January when conditions were mild.
My gosh, I mean, fall has continued right through to the winter. Really quite remarkable.
2021 picked up where 2020 left off, with mild conditions continuing in January. There were storms, but the snow didn't last long, with up and down temperatures. The story so far this winter in Nova Scotia is it's been off and on. Slick road conditions still made for tricky travel as drivers adjusted to the up and down weather. Most of the Maritimes experienced lower than average snowfall. The city of Halifax failed to even reach -15 in 2021. Back in mid-January, we visited Greg Kuhn in Milford, Nova Scotia, who is struggling to get his backyard rink frozen with temperatures so high.
We haven't had many days of -10.
He eventually did manage to get the ice stable enough to skate on during a cold stretch between January 31st and February 22nd.
Nate, you are outside. You're ready to take the brunt of this storm.
On February 7th, Halifax's biggest storm of the season, shutting down bus routes and dropping 45 centimeters at the airport.
It took like 2 or 3 days.
The Weather Network met 11-year-old Colby Morrison during the winter after he built a giant snowman at his Sydney home. On April 4th, it was heavy rain and an ice storm that caused damage in Inverness. The rain came fast and it came furious, with an atmospheric river dumping a steady stream of moisture onto Cape Breton Island, leaving one vehicle dangling between a rock and a hard place in Maine-Adieu. The driver was able to escape without injury. Further north in Cape Breton, temperatures hovering below zero turned heavy rain into an ice storm.
It was just horrible. Never ever seen anything that looked like that before. Like you can't drive over it. They shouldn't have even been walking on it.
Over in Newfoundland, it was still snowing on June 10th, but residents took it with a grain of salt. On the afternoon of June 30th, a rare confirmed tornado touched down in Stewiacke, Nova Scotia, causing structural and tree damage. It was the strongest recorded tornado in Nova Scotia in 41 years. The weather story of the year for Atlantic Canada happened on September 11th when Hurricane Larry made landfall as a Category 1 in Newfoundland. On November 23rd, it was another atmospheric river bringing more damage to Cape Breton.
Well, Nathan Coleman, we're going to check in with you again. Oh, there goes the camera.
My camera blew over during coverage of the wind in Sydney, but the major damage was happening to roads in the Ingonish area, which received over 200 millimeters of rain. Roads were washed out and residents were forced to find other ways to get around the closures in the days following. It was the same story in southwestern Newfoundland, with residents stranded in Port aux Basques as road washouts were repaired to reopen the Trans-Canada Highway. The month of December got going with a bang in 2021 with a dumping of 37 centimeters in Halifax. This truck ended up in a hole after a water main break. While braving the elements never gets easier, you can also count on Atlantic Canadians to help pull you through.
Oh, that's awesome.